Studying in the UK is not for the faint-hearted, but trust me, it is doable if you plan ahead. So planning ahead means planning for the finance, because you may have a good course you want to study, you may have other things in place, but then the money aspect of it will be like, I have to think about it again. So you guys, in this video, I'm just going to give you a rough estimate of how much you would need to study in the UK, and that will give you a rough idea of how to prepare financially. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chinemerem. If you are stopping by for the very first time, hello, you are most welcome. Please do well to like this video, share the video, and subscribe to my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, you are amazing. Thank you for coming back. So like I said, I'm just going to give you guys a rough estimate of how much you would need to study in the UK. Just for you. If you've got dependents, then just stick around on this channel. I'm going to bring up a video about your dependents. In fact, everything about dependents, how to apply, how much you need, and all those things. So just don't touch the dial. The first thing we'll consider is the tuition fee. I've got my phone here and I'll be using it as my calculator. So on average, to study in the UK, you would have to budget from between £10,000 to £30,000. But that £30,000 is if you're going for all those top schools and those top courses, you know. But if you're just going to study in an average school, then you should budget around £10,000 to £26,000. So for this, I'm just going to make the tuition fee £16,000 for both undergraduate, masters, and PhD. And remember, if you are going to be studying for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you should multiply the tuition fee by 4 years, and you should also leave some gaps for the yearly increments. So yes, you may start a course with tuition fee of £16,000 and then graduate with tuition fee of £20,000. It's a must for them, they will, but yes, just leave gaps for such. So this is mostly for undergraduate and PhD students. For masters, most masters courses in the UK are for 1 year, but you could get some for 2 years, like social work is 2 years normally, and some nursing courses as well, 2 years, some of them. So we're going to decide on leaving the tuition fee at £16,000 averagely, because most schools, their tuition fee is around £13,000 to £16,000. So I'm going to assume that tuition fee is £16,000. Remember, 1 year. So for visa, it is £363 if you are applying from outside the UK. We talk about cost of living. Let's do for inside London first. So cost of living for those inside London is £1,334 multiplied by 9, which is £12,006. Then IHS is £470, but in most cases you are likely not to pay £470. £470 for those going for courses less than a year. But if you're going for a master's program, you would normally get a visa of 1 year and 6 months, right? So you pay IHS of roughly £705 instead of £470. But be advised that your IHS may be more as well, especially if you're going for PhD, undergraduate, or 2 years master's program, or if for any reason whatsoever, your IHS would likely be more. The cost of TB test, I'm just going to leave the cost at £70. Yeah, £70 average. And then you know that once you move to the UK, let's assume you don't have a job, because of course for the first month of coming as a student, you may not have gotten a job, so you need extra money for your accommodation, bills, feeding, and all in between, at least for 1 month before you now get a job that will pay you the next month. So let's calculate cost of living for the first month of moving to the UK. Accommodation should range from £500 to £1,300. And since it is London, we will make it £1,000 for accommodation. And you know it would be more depending on your area, depending on the size of the house, depending on the house itself. So yes, it may be more, but let's leave this at the average amount of £1,000. Then feeding should be roughly £150 to £300. So I'll leave it at £200 feeding for a month, which in most cases it may be more, but let's leave it at £200. Then if you feel you can add £100 to this or remove £50 from it, depending on how you eat. Then transportation costs, because I know sometimes you may have to get the bus, may have to get the train. So let's leave transportation for the month at £45. This may be more or less, like I said before. Utility bills, let's leave it at £250. I mean, for everything, water coming in, water going out, internet, gas, electricity, and other bills in between. this may be more as well. With the way things are going now, it's likely to be more than this. Then your flight, because you have to book your flight before moving to the UK, right? I'm just giving you an estimate of how much you will just keep by the side, okay? So, but let's leave it at £800 for just you. And miscellaneous, of course, if you're going to study in the UK, so many things will come up, many things to pay, things you don't even expect. Yes, miscellaneous will be £800 because you may have to add more money to what I've calculated or remove from what I've calculated. Also have to spend money printing documents, getting your passport, and also I'm putting all of that in miscellaneous. Although at the moment I assume you have a passport, but if you don't have a passport, that is also added to the miscellaneous. In total, you have to spend £32,239 to study in the UK, and this is for just you alone if you are studying inside London. Now for my Nigerian, we convert it to Naira based on the exchange rate today. And I'll be using the Rwanda rate. So I won't use the black market rate, because if I use black market rate, you may change your mind. But today, I think black market rate is around 900 and something pounds. At Rwanda rate, Naira is 533 Naira to £1. So I'll multiply this by 533 Naira, and the total amount you will spend in Naira to study in the UK is 17,183,387 Naira. This is what you will use to study in the UK for 1 year. Now remember that your living expenses, you're not spending this, you are just going to put this in your account and show them that you have enough money for yourself. So let's subtract living expenses from the total amount, because you are not spending this actually. So let's take out the living expenses, and that would give us the total amount you are likely to spend to study in the UK. So that means you are spending £20,233. That's what you will spend. And that is about 10 million Naira. So we've gone from 17 million to 10 million Naira. So that's how much you will spend if you are studying inside London. So it's 10 million Naira expenses and 16 million Naira for both expenses and living expenses, which you are likely not to spend, except you want to. Now, if I had multiplied this by the black market rate, and that would be around 30.6 million Naira. That's too much money. That's why sometimes people would like to use the Form A, because with that Form A, they're giving you the lowest rate. But for your proof of fund, you have to calculate it based on Rwanda rate. So if you are putting money in your account as for proof of fund, you calculate it based on Rwanda rate, as that's the rate the UK immigration is using to calculate your proof of fund or living expenses. Let's go for those studying outside London. It's going to be the same, but just that the living expenses will be a bit different. So for those studying outside London, we'll also leave your tuition fee at £16,000. Remember to add or remove if your tuition fee is more than this. So it will be £16,000 plus cost of visa is £363 plus cost of living outside London is 1,023 multiplied by 9, which will give us 9,207 plus cost of TB test £70 for everybody. IHS, I've explained before, £705 plus accommodation. Let's leave accommodation for those outside London at £800. I did 1,000 for those inside London. So those outside London, let's do £800 for them. Of course, it may be more and it may be less. Feeding is £200. I think feeding is basically the same. It's even cheaper in London than in other places. Then transportation, let's leave it at £40. It may be more or less. Utility, let's leave it at £250. Flight, let's leave it as averagely £800. Miscellaneous as well is £800. The total will give us £29,235 for those studying outside London. Now converting this to Naira will give us 15 million Naira. For my Nigerian people, if you are not from Nigeria, please kindly convert it to your local currency based on exchange rate according to Rwanda. Now from that 29,000, let's take out the cost of living. So if we take out the cost of living, because we are not going to be spending it, what we have left is £20,028. Now let's convert it to Naira again based on the exchange rate today, and that will still give us 10 million Naira, so 10.6 million Naira. So yes, this is the amount you would need to study in the UK in 2023 or 2022, and of course beyond. Remember that this is just going to give you a rough idea. It may not be as accurate as it should be because I just did estimate. So your tuition fee may be more or it may be less. Now, from this amount, remember you don't have to pay your tuition fee all at once. You may have to just pay your deposit, and most universities require a deposit of about £2,000 to £5,000, except if you're going for a pre-master's program, they may require more. You can come over and start working and paying the remaining part gradually. But I'm just giving you an estimate of everything you would need. But then you know that you can always pay this in installments. You don't have to pay them at once. Remember that this exchange rate is based on Rwanda rate. If you're going to go through black market rates, of course, you know it will be more than this. It will be way more than this. That's why you should make every effort to pay your tuition fee using Form A. If your tuition fee is lower than what I've just done, please subtract what I've done from your tuition fee. Or if it is more, please add to what I have done and then convert it based on the rate. Don't convert based on the rate I'm converting today, because as of today it is 533. As at today you may be making your application, it may be more. This just gives you a rough idea of what you need and to prepare your mind for the journey ahead. I hope this video helps. Now until I see you guys again in the next video, to take care, stay safe, and bye.